Welcome, this is the homework solution for week 20. This is Tuesday, January 15th, 2019. Alright, the first one, we have a system of equations. How do we know that it is a system of equations? It is because there are two equations, okay? Here, there are two unknowns, x and y, but we already know what x is. X equals to 5. Our goal here is to solve and find the solution for this system. To do this, we have many processes, but for this homework, we're going to go through the substitution. The reason why we go through substitution is because it's in this neat format, right? One of the variables is already solved for, or what that means is that one of the variable is already alone. In this case, x is equal to 5. You see how the variable is already alone? It's already isolated, already solved for. Alright, so step 1, we know that x equals to 5, right? The first equation is solved for already for x, so we could use that, okay? Step 2, right? We substitute x equals to 5 for x into the second equation. This second equation here of y equals 2x minus 3, okay? We use that. We plug in that 5, what for x, into here. That's why the blue replaces x. How can we say x is equal to 5? It's given. That's why we're allowed to make that substitution. Okay? Now, 2 times 5 becomes 10. Okay? And the negative 3 comes down. 10 subtract 3 is 7. Okay? That is the process of simplifying. Now, we have the answer. We have x equals to 5 and y equals to 7. We always write the solution as an order pair, so it is 5, 7. The reason is because we have two values, an x value and a y value. We organize that in an order pair. Okay? If you graph this, the solution should be also a order pair. Okay? So let me show you here. X equals to 5. And what is this? Y equals 2x minus 3. Okay. Right, and we say the intersection here was 5, 7. Check this out. The intersection here, 5, 7. Alright. Okay. So we should see that either way, graphing or using substitution, you should still get the same solution. Okay. Alright, let's look at number 2 now. X equals to y plus 2 and y equals to 2x minus 3. Again, we're going to use the method of substitution. Step 1, we already know that the first equation is already solved for x. So x equals to y plus 2. Step 2, okay, we substitute x equals to y plus 2 in for x, right? X is equal to y plus 2. That's why y plus 2 can replace x. Do you see the x here? The x goes out and the y plus 2 comes in. Okay, the y plus 2 here replaces the x. This blue, right, replaces this x. Why are we allowed to do that? Because right here it says it, x can be equal to y plus 2. Why do we make this substitution? Because once we have one equation and one unknown, we can solve for it. Check it out. 2 times y is 2y. 2 times 2 is 4. Okay? That is the process of simplifying. Right? 2y is left alone. Y minus 3 is 1. Okay? Subtract 2y to both sides. You get negative 1y equals to 1. Right? This is a positive 1 here. 1y minus 2y is negative 1y. Okay? Divide by negative 1 to both sides. You get y equals to negative 1. Okay? Are you done? No. You only have a y value solved for here. Okay? So, step 4. We know that y equals to negative 1. And we substitute that in for y back into the first equation. Here's the first equation. Right? Watch the substitution. Y equals to negative 1. How do we know that it is y is equal to negative 1? Look. It's right here. It literally says y equals to negative 1. That is the reason why you do this step. It's so you can make the substitution back in here. Okay, watch, the y is going to be replaced with -1. Now you can simplify. -1 plus 2 is 1. Now you have an x value. So you have a y value, y equals to -1, and an x value of 1. Putting that in the order pair, the x goes first, right? That's our convention. X goes first, which was 1. Y goes second, which is -1. There you go. This is the third problem for Tuesday's solution. 2x minus 3y equals to 7, and y equals to 3x minus 7. Those are your two equations in the system. Alright, so step 1, y equals to 3x minus 7. Remember, the second equation is already solved for. The y is already alone. So what I can do is I can substitute y equals 3x minus 7 for, it shouldn't be u, it should be for y, into the first equation. Check it out. Do you see the y? The y here was replaced, y was taken out, and 3x minus 7 was brought in. Why are we allowed to do that? It's right here. Okay, it's right here. Alright, here, right, you have to be careful when you distribute. -3 times 3x is -9x. -3 distribute to -7 is positive 21. Okay? And 2x minus 9x, that becomes -7x, because 2 minus 9, that's -7. Be very careful with your algebra. Okay? Here, now you simplify, subtract 21 to both sides. You get -7x equals to -14. Divide by -7 to both sides, you get x equals to 2. Right? Just be very careful. Okay? Slow down. If you want to check your work, look at it. Okay? Combine like terms. Combine the variable first. Good? Second step, combine the constants. How do I get rid of a positive 21? Minus 21. Do that to both sides. Why do I divide by -7? Because that it's attached to the x via multiplication. The inverse of multiplication is division. That's why I'm dividing by -7. You get x equals to 2. It's positive 2 because it's a negative. Divide by a negative. So you have x equals to 2 right now. Step 4. We can substitute x equals to 2 back in for y into the second equation. You're like, how did you get x equals to 2? Right here. We did it in step 3. Alright? So, substitute it back in. Do you see the x was replaced with 2? So y is equal to 3 times 2 minus 7. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 minus 7 is -1. So you have a y value of -1 and you have an x value of 2. Step 5. The solution is always in an order pair. So it's going to be 2, comma, -1. There you go. Those are all your homework solution for Tuesday.